story outline for The Bell Witch. Introduction. The setting is the early 1800s in a rural area of Tennessee. The Bell family moves into a small homestead near the woods. Strange occurrences begin with whispers and knocks heard throughout their cabin. The youngest daughter, Betsy Bell, is particularly affected. Early tension arises between the Bell family and their neighbors, who suggest the presence of a malevolent spirit haunting the land. Rising tension. The supernatural disturbances escalate, objects moving on their own, disembodied voices, and a mysterious presence that seems to torment the Bell family, especially Betsy. The entity claims to be a witch, causing local rumors to spread. Neighbors and even spiritual leaders attempt to investigate the hauntings. The family begins to suspect that someone in the community may be involved in dark practices, but the truth remains elusive. The Witch Revealed. The Bell family turns to local spiritual leaders and mediums, trying to find a way to communicate with the entity and protect their daughter from harm. One night, the witch reveals its full power, physically tormenting the Bell family and even speaking in multiple voices, from the voices of deceased individuals to a sinister, unnatural tone. Through an exorcism attempt, the Bell Witch's power is temporarily weakened, but it is clear that the spirit has personal motives, and its presence is a direct challenge to the Bell family's survival. Betrayal and Despair. A betrayal within the family forces the Bell Witch to reveal her true power. Tensions rise as the family starts to turn on one another. One of the family members, possibly John Bell, begins to grow ill under mysterious circumstances, suggesting that the witch is capable of physical harm. With trust fractured, the family must work together to find a way to break the curse or risk losing everything. The climax. The story builds to a terrifying confrontation between the Bell family and the spirit, where betrayal, violence, and dark secrets come to light. In a final struggle, the family must attempt to rid their homestead of the Bell Witch, but the spirit's malevolent force may be more powerful than they can imagine. The ending. The Bell Witch vanishes from the Bell family's lives, but not without leaving scars. The tale ends with a lingering question: was the Bell Witch ever truly defeated, or is she merely lying in wait for her next opportunity? Start of the story, Chapter 1. The wind howled through the dense Tennessee woods as the Bell family, weary from their journey, settled into their new home. The year was 1817, and they had come to this isolated corner of the frontier in search of a new life. Little did they know that the forest surrounding their cabin held an ancient and dark secret, one that would haunt them for years to come. Betsy Bell, the youngest of the Bell children, had been the first to hear it, the whisper in the dark. At first, she dismissed it as the wind, but as days passed, the voices grew clearer, more distinct. It wasn't the wind at all. It began as soft whispers, then knocks on the walls, then an eerie, high-pitched giggle that echoed in the stillness of the night. At first, the family tried to ignore the strange sounds. But when things started moving on their own, chairs scraping across the floor, objects flying off shelves, the Bells could no longer pretend it was just their imagination. Then came the voice. It came for Betsy first. Her screams echoed through the house as the voice, deep and chilling, began to taunt her. At night, it would whisper her name, mocking her every move. "Betsy Bell, your time has come," it would say, over and over again, sending shivers down her spine. But the entity didn't stop with Betsy. The Bell family was plagued by the spirit in ways that seemed to defy reason. John Bell, the patriarch, started to suffer from inexplicable physical ailments. His throat constricted, making it hard for him to breathe, his legs grew weak, and a deep fatigue settled over him. The spirit, it seemed, was not content to simply haunt them, it wanted to break them. The family turned to the local community for help, but no one could explain the growing terror that gripped the Bell homestead. A local preacher, Reverend James Gunn, came to investigate, but he too was driven to despair by the entity's malevolent presence. He heard the voice, and it laughed at him, calling him a fool and a coward. There was nothing they could do. And then, one night, as the family sat in the dim light of the fireplace, the voice came again. But this time, it wasn't just Betsy's name it called. It was a name that chilled them all to the bone, John Bell. The Bell Witch had made herself known. Let me know if you'd like me to continue from here or adjust the direction.